Well, hey guys, here we are. We've been plowing some snow today, and we still got some snow to move, and I want to get it moved today before the freezing weather comes again tonight. It's supposed to get down to the maybe 25 Fahrenheit, and that means that all this nice, easy to move snow is going to turn into chunks of ice if I let it sit overnight at 25. So I was like, oh, it's a Sunday, nobody's open that I can have this tire fixed because the valve stem just popped off or something. Suddenly remembered that for the Campmobile I had some emergency tire valves, some Colby valves. So I've never actually used these before, so I'm going to give it a whirl. The directions are pretty easy. You just insert the darn thing and then tighten it up. Couldn't be any simpler.
Couldn't be any simpler. 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 Simpler.
Let's put that up there. Okay. I don't know if that's an authorized tool, but we're going to use it because I can't get my fingers down in that little guard area. So this appears to be working just fine, as long as operator error doesn't get in the way. Well, I can see the issue. Hard to get the camera in here so you can see what I'm doing. Well, the concept of this thing is awesome. I love the idea of it. However, the execution, well, I don't really want to say I'm disappointed, but I'm let down. So obviously the concept is you insert this into the empty valve stem hole, and then when you twist this, it's supposed to snug this metal part into the rubber and expand this rubber, and you just tighten it until it's a nice snug fit. The problem is that when I'm turning this thing, this part here, the whole device is turning in the hole. So yeah, it's a nice concept, but I'm having trouble getting it to execute. Now let's try these. So if this thing's too easy to insert into the vacant valve stem hole, I think that's the problem. So adjust this up a little bit before you put it in. Find just the right thing till it's really snug to where you almost can't push it in, and then that seems to give you the grip you need to install this correctly. I'm sure these are not novel concepts. I'm sure people have thought of this already, but in case you're seeing this for the first time, well, so am I. All right, well, this is totally incorrect and not approved. But it's the only way I can keep that inner part from turning and making this thing fit correctly. You can tell I'm totally messing up this valve stem threads. But even if this works a little, if it only lasts for a couple hours, well, that's more hours than I would have got today if I hadn't done this. Anyway, it's the only place I can get any grip on that. Man, I'm not going to be able to get the chuck on there all the way to put air in this thing. Well, I'm going to fire up the air compressor and see what happens. The packaging says it installs in 1 minute. I'm not seeing it under these conditions anyway. It says keep the pressure on, so I put my pliers in here and maintain the pressure. I don't know if you can see that, but Yeah, the whole thing is turning. So yeah, I'd say depending on your situation and of course access to the actual valve stem area, your results may vary. But I have taken a simple 1-minute task, and with all the incorrect tools, we've turned it into a major undertaking. There we go. Just enough. Okay, well, we know that part works. Now I have to lock the bead. So anyway, this is not a new trick by any means, but the whole concept is you squish the center of the tire here, and it forces the bead against the edge of the wheel. Of course, the danger of this is when it comes time to release this strap, you gotta really be careful with that. So that 1-minute valve replacement, according to the packaging, this took about 45 minutes to go through all the motions and try to figure this out. Okay, this is where you can lose fingers. Well, I'm pleased to announce that after 45 minutes of a 1-minute job, and of course all the improper tools, we've finally got this thing to hold some air. So hopefully this will get me by just for the next, well, day or so, until I can get to a proper tire shop. Okay, 35 psi is where we need to be. In this little sort of a hailstorm. So if anybody's actually worked with Colby valves before, and I missed any particular tip or trick, well, I'd sure love to hear about it in the comments. So they're a practical solution for a tire emergency, and I'd say, yeah, I think they're very practical. I think they'd work a lot better on, say, a vehicle, an off-road vehicle, unless you have the valve stem protectors on there that make it really hard to access that area. Well, so hopefully you guys found a little information here that might be helpful, it might not be. Maybe you were entertained, or maybe you were bored out of your mind. Either way, let me know what you think. I'm going to go back out and clean up my messes, and I'll see you guys again out on the back roads. Well, hello folks. Well, here we are. It's been at least a year and a half since I first started filming this Colby valve video, and I got it all put together, and for some reason I never got around to publishing it. But it kind of pays off right now, because what I've done is I haven't changed the valve. I never got it serviced. I've just kind of been limping along with it, and well, actually limping isn't really the word, because here we are a year and a half later, and it's still working fine. It hasn't even lost any pressure. Yeah, actually the only problem I've encountered with that Colby valve is that my fancy schmancy little air pressure thing, it's got too fat an end on it. I can't quite fit it on there to check the pressure. So the takeaway from this is, after over a year and a half, this is working great. So I put these in all my emergency kits for all my vehicles, especially the Campmobile, which I hope you'll see me camping in again real soon. And on that note, thanks again for watching, you guys, and hopefully I'll see you soon out on the back roads.